What up, y'all? This is Life in Reality back with another video.
And since I'm so close in view, I gotta bend down so y'all can see.
Bend over, boy. Oh.
No way! So, we are going to be cutting potatoes. We're going to be starting to make the famous potato soup that we call it.
Woohoo!
Yeah, and so we're cutting potatoes for the potato soup.
And
There's going to be a lot of potatoes. We're making 20 pounds of potatoes. So, 20 pounds of potatoes. We're starting with 10. Tommy's going to open the bag and pour them out on the counter. We're going to start cutting as soon as I find a frickin' knife. I'm not even ready.
You're going to cut with your finger?
Yeah, sure. Hi-ya! Hassan chop! Yep.
There we go.
If you can't see, we got the bucket on the floor so we can drop the potatoes in after we cut them.
Yep.
Here we go.
They don't hit the floor.
Yeah, they'll probably hit the floor too.
Well, then you better wash them off.
I gotta tell you, I'm kind of actually concerned that we may catch a lot of shit for publishing this potato soup recipe. Because the recipe that we're basing this off of was actually created by me and my ex-bitch, Leanne Beal, who deserves absolutely no fucking credit for this, mind you. It started out with milk and like 12 potatoes in a real small pot, and we were using the old 12-ounce cans, I believe, of Campbell's cheddar cheese soup. And then after Leanne left me, we won't get into that, I brought the potato soup base recipe to Misha and my new family, the Team Rader, and we started adding stuff to it. We started using the Rico's concession stand spicy cheddar cheese soup. The original recipe called for Jimmy Dean brand spicy hot sausage, 4 of them, but we had to cut the spice down a little bit because the original recipe was way too spicy for some people. So we now use regular sausage, and not Jimmy Dean brand. It has to be generic as possible because the recipe started costing us about $60 to $80 to get the stuff to make for it. So we had to cut that down too. We are still using the Rico concession stand spicy cheese sauce, nacho cheese sauce. We're using a full gallon of milk. We're using 20 pounds of potatoes. We are cooking it in what you probably saw was about a 5 to 10 gallon pot. I'm not really sure. It's a pretty big one. We added onions. We added corn to the recipe. And originally the recipe called for a shitload of salt and a shitload of pepper. But this recipe is based off of the original. The new recipe, I don't put salt and pepper in it. I let people salt and pepper it to taste because I tend to use way too much.
Next, we put the water in. Do it.
2, 1.
Now that the water is in the pot, we take it. It's 100 pounds. We put it on the stove. Cook it on high. There's a lot of potatoes in here. We might have to, that's the wrong burner. We might have to cook it for more than an hour, but we'll see. All right? We'll see you in a minute.
wrong burner on.
Oh shit! Damn it. Easiest way to do onions.
Yeah.
I don't mess around. Follow this to the pot.
Where's all the liquid?
It will be in there soon.
I'm like, where's all the liquid?
It'll be in there soon.
Can you put corn in it?
I will. Only half an onion. I said a whole one, but it doesn't matter what kind of corn goes in as long as it's not cream corn. We do not want that.
It would work.
It would work, but it would taste disgusting. I've tried that, and it was gross. So that's the corn. And now we put the meat in.
Where's the beef?
This is pork, so there is no beef here. Alright, I don't know if this is all gonna fit in here.
Of course it will.
Yeah.
It should. I'm gonna need Tommy to stir the shit. Because this is like
That's
gonna
so
be.
bite. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh.
Well, stir it when everything's in there.
Yeah, I know.
So do I,
Cut. I make stupid faces with this shit. Garlic! And it's not open! So I gotta fiddle with this for a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, there we go. But I'm not. Alright, here we go.
Holy cow.
It's a garlic recipe. It is a garlicky soup. Alright.
yeah, that's a lot of cheese.
It'll fit though, it looks like
It
it.
is, because we've made 20 pounds in this before.
I know we have, but it just looked like a lot, you know.
It's because
I
we
just thought
haven't
it
made
was-
it in a long
I
time.
thought it was going to be excessive.
We haven't made this in a long time.
Yeah, we
This
really
is-
haven't.
This potato soup is almost like the one from Olive Garden. We were trying. That's what I was trying to.
This is my recipe though. With
Yeah,
the
it's
cheese
your
sauce and
recipe with the
everything.
cheese sauce because they don't use this kind of cheese sauce.
No, this is El Mexicano
Yeah, it's
nacho
this.
cheese sauce.
Yeah,
It's salsa de queso nacho.
Yeah.
So it's spicy.
yeah, it's spicy.
But we're not using spicy sausage, so it should be okay. We were trying to make a non-spicy version for Ray, but I think it'll be all right.
I think so. I
Yeah.
want to get that off.
If
The,
it's too spicy, unfortunately, that's all right.
so am I mixing that right now, or
I need to get the milk in there. It's garbage. Oh yeah. It's definitely gonna need to be stirred. Burner on high.
wrong burner, man?
Wrong burner again! Okay, we'll turn that one on high until it starts boiling a little bit, and then we'll simmer it down to medium. Probably cook it for about a half hour. It's got to warm up. Okay.
a lot of soupies.
Uh-huh. Probably shouldn't have used these bowls, but we only have 3 of the plastic ones. So this is only good for like 2 scoops, and the rest you have to have crackers. So the first bowl
Oh, okay.
is
I'll
going
send it
to...
her.
Okay, you can do that. First bowl goes to Lydia.
And it's over there.
It may be a little spicy.
I hope it's not too spicy.
Maybe a little spicy because of the cheese
Spicy, I
sauce.
just won't eat it.
I know, I'm just letting you know.
It's true.
I just tried not to make it spicy,
Was that a
but
random one?
Well, at least it's not as spicy as the normal recipe, which calls for hot sausage. So. Okay, next one goes to Mama. Mama gets a little mouse spoon. There you go.
Wait, soupies!
Crackers are down there on the floor.
Well,
Yeah.
you can bring them if you need them.
Now this one's going to be mine. Tommy's filming, so I'm going to serve mine and put it over
It's not
here.
spicy.
It's spicy jalapeno cheese sauce, but it might not be that spicy.
No, it's not.
Everybody
I
has
hope-
their own taste.
I hope not.
We'll see. We'll see if the baby likes it.
Because I tried so hard not to make
No.
it where it was spicy, but... Oh, shit.
Okay, cut. Cut it. A word to the wise. At the time that we cooked this particular pot of potato soup when we made this video, I said to cook it on high for 30 minutes to an hour. And after we were done and serving it up, we couldn't eat the entire pot of potato soup. We had to leave at least 1.5 inches on the bottom because we cooked it on high for like 10 minutes and everyone stepped out for a cigarette when we took a break while it was cooking. And the bottom ended up charring, burnt black. And we ended up destroying that pot that you saw and had to throw it away. So, always cook to warm stuff on low heat. So I would say for this particular potato soup recipe, when you put it on the stove to warm it up to heat the entire thing up after you put all the ingredients in together and stir it up, cook it on low and stir occasionally at least for 30 minutes until it's warm. That's all I can say. I hope you enjoyed the video. The recipe's pretty good. So, I hope you enjoyed it.
Please follow us on Facebook and Twitter.